I was making a recording for a message to my Divine Masculine, and I ran out of space, so I didn't get to say some of the things that I wanted to say to him. So today, actually it's not today, it's still the same day, because the message that I recorded before, I recorded it in around 1 a.m. in the morning, and right now it's around 12 midday, and I was asking myself if there was still some more things for me to say to him, and I think there are, because I think what I actually wanted to get to at some stage was to say to him that he might sense my weariness at some stage, my doubtfulness, my drawing back, you know, my separation from him emotionally. But I want him to know that there's so much that's been thrown at us, him and I, that is, to try to separate us. And it's sometimes very difficult to see the truth, or see things for what they really are, not what the illusion that they are throwing at us is. And I want him to know that if he ever thinks that I might be drawing away from him, or he's not really feeling me or my connection with him, sometimes it might be real, as in like I might be trying to protect the connection by not connecting. Well, that's what I thought would work, because what I also noticed was that my ex and his ex are trying, or his third party, the person that he's with, if he's still with that person now, they are trying to use our connection to send their own connections towards us. That is, I would receive feelings of someone else, not necessarily him, and he would receive feelings of her own third party, for instance, not necessarily my feelings. So it's as if like they are channeling through our channel or through our link to say, for instance, in my instance, it would feel like I'm talking to someone, this person that I'm not really wanting to talk to. You just feel this like this connection is not like nice. There's some lies to it. It feels like someone else. And it would normally feel like someone I know. And this is why I would cut it off. I would be like, okay, let me just not even try to connect with the Divine Masculine. And I think on his side, he's also sensing his third party on his side. So this connection, the link, has been tampered with. They tamper with everything, these people. And I wished for, if there was a way for us to communicate without, this compromised link that we have, because if they know that we can connect like that, and they've been using it to send their own feelings into that messaging and block the other, block the true feeling, the true link or messages from this from him or from myself to each other. And I just wanted to say that as much as we can try using that connection, it shouldn't be so regular that these people know that they can come in and try to use that connection to do their own things. And if he ever does feel like I've shut down or drawn away, it's because I can't stand. I can't stand connecting with that feeling. It, for me, it feels a little bit off. It's very icky. It's like some of the messages, and I pick it up because I know how he sort of like feels, but the other one, tries to emulate him, but it feels icky. It feels, I don't know, man. It doesn't feel so good. It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's similar, but it's not the same. It's like he would say things or make things seem like it's him. It's my divine masculine, but because of he comes off as arrogant and also as sneaky. I sense that. I somehow pick it up and I know that okay, it's not the true divine masculine, and then I shut down. So I wanted him to just know that it's my going away or not connecting, shutting down, doesn't mean that he can continue to send his messages. And when he senses any negativity towards me, it might not necessarily be me. And I also need to remember the same thing for myself. But if we do continue to use this link, is to continue to send those positive thoughts, towards each other. They will reach us somehow. But if he's sensing some weirdness or some whatever, he must always remember that even if it could be me, he must also think about it as in like it might be also a compromised, like someone else doing it other than me. There will come a time when the link is secure. I don't remember what was to happen first for us to have a secure link. I think we need to connect through Father, and perhaps maybe that's what we need to do. We need to connect with Father, connect or telepathically connect through Father. Um, um, maybe just send him the message and let him send me the message. It's rather that. And I'm gonna try that going forward. And I also wanted him to know that, yeah, I did get a bit what's the word, man? A bit negative, I guess, towards him. But it was all because of the wrong messages that were sent towards me so that I think a certain way about him. And I've learned that, I don't need to necessarily worry so much. And whatever happens, whatever decisions that he makes, the changes that he makes in his life, I'm okay with it, right? I might not like what he decides, but I will have to be okay with it in a sense of he mustn't be feeling pressure to do something that he's not ready for. That's one. And always know that whatever happens, the ultimate ending is us being together. And as much as they can play games, get him to be with a wrong person, get me to be with the wrong person, I know I'm not going back there. I know somebody is going to die first before I get back there. I would rather have that happen than me going back there. I don't know. I'm just not even going to even think like that. However, with him, I'm not sure how deep in his illusion he still is in, because it's an illusion, all these things that they're doing to us. They're just casting their own illusions. And you just have to see right through them. I'm not looking forward to being with anybody else but him. Yeah. And that's how I keep my focus, is to say that it's gonna be him eventually. And I've seen it. And so I'm not going to be worried about it. And yes, it might look like something else is happening, and whatever it looks like, just know that it's an illusion. And even if it doesn't, even if it looks like, oh no, you lost the game or something like that, just know that it's an illusion still. This is how these people play things. They make you feel like they've won. They make you feel like they've got the power. They make you feel like they have managed to do what they wanted to do. And it's not true. That negativity that they make you feel, it's never true. So I also wanted to say to him, I appreciate some of his messages that get through, and he must keep sending them. If anything, try to send them through Father himself, however naughty they are. I'll keep sending my messages as well, through Father. And yeah. I don't know how to explain this. I was asking Father and the spirit team, my ancestors, was like, how is it possible that you can feel so much for someone that you don't really know? Yes, you've bumped into them sometime in your life, but you can't really say you know them that way. Even though for those few minutes where we interacted with each other, he did leave a mark on me. And at the time, I wasn't ready. I wasn't open to receive him. Apparently, that was the best time for me. He was sent to me as a gift, and I kind of like I refused it. What they did was, the day before, I discovered that I had a dream that I was going to bump into someone at the store, and that person would be sent by my aunt and them. And I also had an epiphany about the fact that they were sending people. That was the first time I was having an epiphany about all these other, men who had been sent towards me. They were sent by them. So I wasn't trusting anything with regards to men and relationships, because I had just found out that all those people who came in and tried to get me hooked on them and then left me hanging were actually set up by my family to basically break my heart, so that I stay in a state of heartbreak, and they're able to siphon from me and to keep their tentacles on me. So I wasn't trusting of any person, any guy, or any kind of relationship idea at the time when I met him. And the day when I met him, I was actually so vulnerable. I was tired. I was vulnerable. I was in pain, you know, from the fact that I couldn't understand how people could be like that, how people could do something so vile. And I was hurting. And this is why I went to the store. I wanted to go buy chocolate, specifically Magnum. Magnum Death by Chocolate ice cream. I wanted Death by Chocolate ice cream and some nice things to just, when they say, uh, is it comfort food or comfort eating or something like that? I don't do it. I'm not that kind of a person. But that day, I felt like I wanted something. I hadn't eaten a lot of takeaways and stuff. I don't eat so much, but there are days when I feel like it. And I was like, let me just go. I didn't feel like cooking. I don't feel like eating anything, proper. And I was just wanted junk that day. So I went to the store to get some ice cream and some other things to eat. And I went specifically Death by Chocolate. I remember because it was specifically for Death by Chocolate. So when I bumped into him, it wasn't, and I was the way I was. I would have been probably like that, but a little bit maybe open. But um, I don't know. Maybe he sensed my disappointment, heavy heart, and he might have took that as me not really being open to it, but it wasn't because of him. It was because of what I just learned. And I remember that day, he made me laugh though. He was kind of funny. He was kind of weird. He made me laugh, and I was like, he's kind of funny. I remember saying he's funny. He's a funny guy. And I remember seeing my parents that day. My mother and my father were standing in the store. They were there in the store. God and my mother, Goddess, they were in the store. And they say to me, he's yours. And I'm like, no ways, he can't be. What do you mean he's mine? Actually, I just heard that he's yours. When I said to them, he's funny. Then they said he's yours. And I was like, okay, I have to see him again. And then I went to go and look, to see where he is. He had gone. He had disappeared. It's like, what did he disappear off to? Um, but then there's a point where I replay my parents saying, he's yours. They were happy. They were smiling. And I replay it and then I'm like, no, it can't be. He's not mine. They must have sent him. So now I'm saying basically, he was probably, it's too good to be true. They must have sent him as well. I don't trust anything and anyone anymore, and I'm not even going to like hop on this thing. I know that he must be sent by, because I had a dream recently then about meeting someone at the store who would be sent by them. So here I was protecting my little heart, thinking he cannot be. But then when I get home, I eat my chocolate on the way driving. When I get home, I noticed something. And when I noticed it, it hasn't been like that for me for a very long time. I was like, it can't be, you know? How is this even like happening? I haven't even had something like this, a reaction like this on my body for a while. What happened? Am I sick? I actually thought I was sick. And I had been poisoned as well. I had just come out of being poisoned. I remember now as well. I had gone through a couple of things. I had just come out of being poisoned. I wasn't eating. I wasn't I couldn't eat for a couple of days, and I wanted to get up and get out so that I start moving and feel a bit better. Because I couldn't, there was a couple of days, like about 4 days or so, where I couldn't get out of bed. So when it came to eating, I was like, I'm not gonna eat anything in the house. Let me go and get something. And I wanted junk. I didn't want anything solid and whatever. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, it must be the poison. It must be the poison, because I was like, it must be the poison. There's no way this is happening. And then I got worried even. But then as I'm sitting in my bed, I don't remember. I think I was writing something as well. The thought of him flashed in my mind, because I'm worried now. I keep thinking about what I just noticed, and I'm worried. And then he thought of him flashes, in my head, and I'm like, no way, is that him? It's like, yeah, it was a reaction to him. And I was like, I felt weird when I was near him. There was this sort of physical attraction that was unexplainable. I nearly fell into him. Even if it wasn't for the trolley that I was pushing, I would have fallen on top of him. And then I started remembering some of the things that he did, the way he was reacting to me as well, and thinking that I don't see him, but I actually saw him, because I have this way of seeing things. And I was like, yeah, I noticed that he was biting his lips. It was as if like he was, something was killing him or something like that. And then I started, putting the whole scene together, noticing the little things that he did, how he said things. And I was like, there's a point where he smells me. This guy. Anyway, he smells me. And I'm like, is he smelling me? But for some reason, I didn't react the way I would have reacted if it was any other person. I just stood there, and I just felt it, whole thing. He was like, his energy was like enveloping me. It was like covering me up. Like, how can I put it though? If he was everywhere. He felt like he was everywhere around me, and I couldn't escape. I couldn't escape. I just, but it wasn't like a scared feeling so much. It was more like I was feeling him, and if he like, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get away. I had to just be there and sit there and just go through whatever it is that he was doing. This is when he's also smelling me as well. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is he smelling me? And I don't say anything. And well, yeah. Then he comes back and he's wearing glasses, and I was like, these are the things that I was like, why is he wearing glasses? These glasses was wearing like this. He was dressed, and the glasses and the way he dressed reminded me of Urkel. I don't remember what Urkel's surname is, but Urkel from what was that sitcom? I forgot the sitcom. And I was like, why is it that I feel like he's dressed up for, like, as if like he's hiding behind those glasses. He's hiding himself. Like, it's as if like he was, dressed up as a gimmick, so to speak. But I remembered that he used to look like that before. I have met him before as a child in heaven. Father introduced us then, and he was like that. He was an echo kind of a guy, even though he's not exactly echo, but yeah, he was an echo kind of a guy. And I remember that, yeah, he could still be that way. Anyway, I was like, okay. It's not a gimmick though, because I was like, why is he wearing such thick glasses? But I get the feeling the thick glasses are not his. I don't know. I feel like the thick glasses were fashionable. I thought I when I told my sister about him, my sister said, "No, it's the fashion today. You know, the people dress like that." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, they dress like a echo kind of a what is it? Like geniuses type of a dressing." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "But it suit him." But then I thought about it. I was like, When I remembered the other part of me meeting him before, but this is later, I remembered that, oh yeah, he did have that look. He did have the look of he could be an Urkel, as much as he seemed to be someone who works with his hands as well. He does have this Urkel kind of look. Um. So yeah, the other things is I was asking my parents like, how is it that I can feel for this person so much? Like we we've never really like met that way, you know. And I remember father saying to me, don't be careful not to get yourself confused with human ways of what falling in love looks like, because we are different in the sense of we are made for each other. You know, if you're made for somebody else, it's easier, it's quicker, it just is. And I think he said something like, you don't even need to question it. So it just is. But you could feel so much of um and the love is just so different. I don't know if it's gonna be worse when I when we get back when we get to is it get back together or when we get together, but right now it feels easy, solid, standard, like it's there. There's no, oh my goodness, when I speak about love and him, there's the bikes are raving outside. They hate listening to that. They don't like me talking about him ever. Like they hate it. So yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like the the connection, the love between us is very much it's a done deal. It's a set thing. So yeah, I wasn't so open on that day to receive any gifts. And perhaps it was meant to be actually. I do know that for a fact that it was probably just to get us introduced to each other in some way and for us to continue with our journey separately and meet up together some day in the future. And we just have to keep going on, keep moving. I mean, um, and nurture however much we can nurture in terms of this relationship. Yeah, I think that's it.